प्रार्थना करो ए सदा नरोत्तम दासा. Over the meanings. Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira. When will that opportune time come when there will be shivering in my body when I chant Gauranga's name? And when I chant the Hare Krishna mantra, when will there be tears in my eyes? When will I get the mercy of Nitai Chandra? And by his mercy, samsara bhashanamora kabe tuchha habe. The desire for material enjoyment will become very tuchha, insignificant. Vishaya chhadiya kabe shuddh habe man. When will my mind be free from material anxieties and desires for sense gratification? Then I will be able to understand Sri Vrindavan Dham and the conjugal pastimes of Radha and Krishna, and then my life will be successful. Rupa Raghunath Pade Hoye Be Akuti. When will I be eager to read the books left by the 6 Goswamis, headed by Sri Rupa Raghunath Das Goswami? And by properly understanding the instructions, I will be able to understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. And Rupa Raghunath Pade Raho Mora Asha. My only desire is to attain the lotus feet of the 6 Goswamis, headed by Sri Rupa Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottam Das Thakur is praying to attain the lotus feet. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Nice. Okay. Should we take another song for tomorrow?
Sure.
Which one should take?
You can take Udilo Aruna.
Udilo Aruna. Okay.
You
First, we should.
but...
We all know all the songs sung in the temple, right? The Gaurarti, and then what is that? Sansara Davan, Guru Puja, Tulsi Puja, Govindam Adi Purusham, Vyashaman.
Maybe
we can do Sansara Davanale tomorrow.
Okay, should we take that or Udilo Aruna? Udilo Aruna is also sung in the temple, but not so much. What is the consensus? Should we take Udilo Aruna?
We can take Sansara Davan. Yeah.
Sansara Davan. Okay. So this is the song. Of course, you know all the tune and everything. There is nothing I can say. So, should I sing a little bit? And
yes, Prabhu, you can go over the meanings as well.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Sansara Dava Nalalita Loka Ranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam Praptasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaruvindam. So Sansar, material existence. Anala is fire and Dava is forest fire. Material existence is like a forest fire, blazing forest fire. And in the forest fire you are burnt. So what are the miseries that burn us here? The miseries that burn us in the material existence.
Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, Adhyatmik, birth, death, old age, disease.
Miseries due to our own body and mind, miseries by other living entities, and miseries due to natural disturbances. Adi Devi. So, Sansara Davanal, Leedha Loka. All the people are in this material existence are afflicted by the forest fire of material existence. Everybody is burning. Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam. Tra means to deliver, like a mantra. Mantra, which delivers the mind. So, Tranaya, to deliver, Karunya, Ghana Ghanatvam. Ghana Ghana is the quality of a cloud. So, this is describing the spiritual master whose mercy delivers, who is like a cloud. When forest fire is there, then you need rain from the sky. And that rain comes from the cloud. So, spiritual master has the mercy, like the quality of a cloud. Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Praptasya, he has obtained the mercy from Krishna, and is an ocean of mercy. Uh, Maybe Krishna is an ocean of mercy, and he has obtained the mercy and he's delivering that. So maybe let's see. Just spiritual master is receiving benediction from the ocean of mercy. So Praptasya, he is not delivering his own thing, he is delivering Krishna's mercy. He is receiving benediction from the ocean of mercy, that is Krishna. Just as a cloud pours water on a forest fire to extinguish it, so the spiritual master delivers the materially afflicted world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master, who is an ocean of auspicious qualities. So, Praptasya Kalyan. Kalyan is Kalyan. Kalyan is welfare or auspicious. Kalyan karna hai, kisi ka kalyan karna hai, means to do something auspicious. Praptasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya. Arnavasya is an ocean. Okay, so it's very difficult to relate exactly the word, but the translation, if you know, then you can understand that Krishna is an ocean of mercy. Spiritual master is like the cloud who takes the water from the ocean and delivers it to wherever it is needed on the whole forest fire of blazing forest fire like that. Then what is he doing? Well, how does he deliver the mercy? What are his symptoms? Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manasorasena Romanchakam Pashru Taranga Bhaja Vande Guru Shri. So Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kirtan. In the Kirtan of Mahaprabhu, he is dancing, Nritya, singing, Geet. Vaditra, he is playing musical instruments. And his Madhyan, he is very enthused. Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manasurasena. His mind is very gladdened because he is experiencing pure devotion, rasa. Madhyat Manasa Rasena. Romancha, Roma is the hair. His hair is standing on end. Roma Ancha, Ancha is standing. So his hair is standing. His Romancha Kampa, Kampa is trembling. Ashru Taranga. Ashru means tears and Taranga means waves. So torrents of tears are coming from his eyes. Like, when will my eyes be decorated with torrents of tears chanting your holy name? Like tears of love flowing constantly, chanting your holy name. So his tears are coming out. How not little drops, torrents. He's crying like profusely. So Romancha Kam Pashru Taranga Bhaja Vande Guru Shri Charana. I offer my respectful obeisances to the feet of such a spiritual master. Okay, so let's read the translation. Chanting the holy name, Mahaprabhu Kirtan Nritya Gita, dancing in ecstasy and playing musical instrument, Vaditra. The spiritual master is always gladdened by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya. Vaditra Madhyan Manasa. Manasa and Madhya, it's like together, he's gladdened because he's relishing the mellows of pure devotion within his mind. Sometimes his hair stands on end, Romancha, Kampa, and Ashru Taranga. Tears flow from his eyes like waves. I offer my respectful obeisances unto lotus feet of such a spiritual master. Then what does he do? How does he engage everybody else? And what is he doing? So that is the third verse. We'll go a little fast. Shri Vigraha Radhana Nitya Nana. Vigraha means the deity. So Shri Vigraha, the deity of the Lord. Aradhana. Aradhana means he's worshipping the deity. Nitya daily. Nitya Nana. Nana means variety. Shringaratan Mandir Marjanado. He's decorating with, he's worshipping with various paraphernalia. He's decorating the deity. Shringar. Tan Mandir Marjan. Marjan means he's cleaning the temple. Yuktasya Bhaktansha Niyunjatopi. He's doing it himself and he's also engaging his disciples. Bhakta, Yuktasya Bhaktamsh Cha Niyunja Topi. He's engaging. So I offer my respectful obeisances unto such a spiritual master. Then he's what he's offering to the Lord, that is described. Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavat Prasado. So Chatu means four. Four kinds of things that he's offering to the Lord, which can be chewed, sucked, licked, and what is that? Chewed, sucked, licked, and drunk, I
Suck.
think. Sucked. Chewed, sucked, licked, and yeah. So there is different kinds of. So he's offering different kinds of foods to Krishna. Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavat Prasado Swadana Triptan. Anna is foods and Swada is taste. Swadu. Triptan Hari Bhakta Sanghan. Triptan is satisfied. Tripti is satisfaction. So he is satisfied when all the Sangha, the devotees, are eating Krishna Prasad. Seeing them, he is very satisfied. Kritvaiva Triptim Bhajata Sadeva. Again, Triptim is coming 2 times. Vande Guru Shri. So he's offering different kinds of foodstuffs to Krishna, and he takes pleasure in seeing the devotees eat prasadam. So, where is it? He's offering 4 kinds of delicious: licked, chewed, drunk, and sucked. When the spiritual master sees that the devotees are satisfied by eating Bhagavad Prasad, he's satisfied. So the one tripti is for the devotees. So when the devotees are satisfied, he's also satisfied. There are two triptims coming, right? I offer my respectful obeisances. So if devotees are satisfied taking prasadam, he is satisfied. Then the 5th verse. Shri Radhika Madhavayor Aparo. Radhika and Madhav. Radha and Madhav. Apar. Apar means unlimited. There are unlimited pastimes of Radha and Krishna. We know only few. There are so many pastimes, and Krishna also, there are so many pastimes of Krishna. Like how many are there in the Bhagavatam? It says there are like
Waves in the ocean.
waves in the ocean. Yeah, you can't count the waves in the ocean. They are constantly coming. Shri Radhika Madhavayor Apar, unlimited. Madhurya Leela Gunarupanam. The conjugal pastimes of Radha and Krishna. He is what he's doing. He is, singing or remembering about the conjugal pastimes of Radha and Krishna, unlimited conjugal pastimes. Madhurya Leela Gunarupanam. The qualities, forms is describing. Pratikshana Svadanololopasya. Every moment, Shana means second, Prati means every second, he is relishing the pastimes of Radha Krishna. Lolupasya, we were asking what does Lolupasya mean. Shana Swadana, who aspires after. So, one who is aspiring, so it says.
Great, I think.
Yeah, aspiring, like lobe maybe. The spiritual master is always eager to hear and chant about the unlimited, apar. So he wants to hear and chant, speak about the unlimited conjugal pastimes of Radhika and Madhav and their qualities, names, and guna rupa namnam. The spiritual master aspires to relish this at every moment. Pratikshana asvadan. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. So, then he, as a manjari, he is assisting the gopis. Nikunjayono. Nikunja means the groves. Nikunja Yuna of Radha and Krishna. Nikunja, the groves of Radha and Krishna. Or Rati. means attraction or love, conjugal love. Nikunjayona ratikeli siddhe. Siddha is perfection. Yaya, whatever, Ali bhi, gopis. Yaya libhir yuktir apekshaniya. So, arrangements is making, let's read the translation first. The spiritual master is very dear because he is expert in assisting the gopis who at different times make different tasteful arrangements for the perfection of Radha and Krishna's conjugal loving affairs within the groves of Vrindavan. So different times, different tasteful arrangements depending on the time of the day and all the things and the mood and everything. So, yeah. For the perfection, the gopis, arrangements, yukti's arrangement, apekshaniya, desirable. Tatrati dakshat, daksha means very expert. Ativallabhasya is very dear to who? The Supreme Lord. Very dear because he is expert in assisting the gopis. So, who at different times, I offer my, okay, so, sorry. So, like that. So, in the Nikunja Yona, Rati Keli Siddhai, for the perfection, Yayali Bhi, whatever is necessary, is making the arrangements, assisting the gopis. Ali Bhi is the gopis. Very expert and is very dear. Sakshad Haritvena. Sakshad means personally, directly. Haritvena. The quality of Hari. Yes, he has the quality of Hari. Like all the good qualities. Sakshad Haritvena. Samasta Shastre. All the Shastras are saying that he is directly the manifestation of Hari. Uktas tatha bhavayata eva sadbhi. Ukta, it is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures that he is the representative of the Lord, the most, by the great Sadabhi, means the great saintly persons. Kintu prabhuya priya eva tasya. One day, he is directly Hari, let's see, Kintu means but, however, he is very dear to the Lord, so let's see what it says. The spiritual master is to be honored as much as the Supreme Lord because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. So we give respect. Prabhupada says a policeman comes to your home, you give him the respect of that he is due, the government is due because he is a representative of the government. He is not the government, but he is representing the government. So in the same way, the pure devotee is representing Krishna. So he is to be offered. He is the confidential servitor of the Lord. Sakshad Haritvena samasta shastre uktastatha bhavayata eva sadbhi. And this is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures and followed by all. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of a such spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Sri Hari. Then it says, Yasya prasadat. By Yasya means by whose? By whose mercy? Bhagavad prasad. By the mercy of the spiritual master, you get Krishna's mercy. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. Yasya aprasadat. So when you sing, Dravida Prabhu was saying you should sing Yasya prasadat, because this and this becomes a long a. Yasya prasadat nagati kutopi. If you don't get his mercy, then you cannot make advancement. Nagati kutopi. So dhyayan stuvam stasya. So I should meditate upon stuvan. Stuvan is praising him. I should meditate upon him. Tasya dhyayan stuvam stasya yashastri sandhyam. I should sing his glory 3 times a day. The Gayatri mantra like that. Vande Guru Shri Charanaru. Gayatri is chanted 3 times. So there is Guru Gayatri. So you remember the Guru 3 times a day. Sunrise, noon and sunset. Like that. And then this verse which is not sung in the temple. Srimad Guru Rashtakam Etaduchai. So one who recites this 8 verses, Ashtakam, glorifying the spiritual master, Uchai, very loudly. Brahme Murute Pathati Prayatnat. So he recites that with great care in the Brahma Murat. Yatena Vrindavana Natha Sakshat. Vrindavan Nath is Krishna, Lord of Vrindavan. Sakshat personally he will have Sevaiva Labhya Janusvanta Eva. He will gain the service of the Lord of Vrindavan. So let's see what it says here. By the mercy of, that's the previous one. One receives benediction of Krishna. Without the grace of the spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember and praise the spiritual master. At least 3 times a day, I should offer my respectful obeisance and the lotus feet of my spiritual master. So it doesn't only mean Diksha Guru. It means those elevated Shiksha Gurus who are also. So Prabhupada is also our Guru. And one who with great care and all, that's why in Vrindavan, if you see at 4:10 in the Samadhi Mandir, they don't sing Sansar Davanal in the main temple, but they sing in the Samadhi to Prabhupada every day. One who with great care and all attention loudly recites this beautiful prayer to the spiritual master during Brahma Muhurat obtains direct service to Krishna, the Lord of Vrindavan, at the time of his death. Januso Anta Eva. So just by reciting this in the Brahma Muhurat to the spiritual master, one will obtain the service of Krishna at the time of death. Okay, so Srimad Guru Rashtakame Taduche Brahme Murute Patati Prayatnat Yastena Vrinda Vananatha Sakshat Sevaiva Labhya Janu Santaeva. So this is by Vishwanath Chakravarti. Okay, so this we will take for tomorrow. Good. So now whenever we sing any song, we should know the meaning and we should meditate on the meaning of what the words are meaning. So if you know the meaning of the words, so when you sing Mangala Arati, then you can meditate on the qualities of Srila Prabhupada, spiritual master, like that. Okay, this is what it is. So that's what it means. Because ultimately we have to bring our mind to Krishna. So that is why it is important to know the meaning. Prabhupada, when he was married, then afterwards his wife sang a bhajan. And then Prabhupada asked, so what is the meaning of the bhajan you sang? She said, I don't know the meaning. I sang the bhajan. But then Prabhupada said, no, this is not good. You should know the meaning of what it means, what you are singing. Then you will have real bhav, when you can enter into the mood of course, I also don't know many, we sing many bhajans, but we should try to learn the meaning. There is benefit to reciting the prayers because it is prayer. Just like chanting the holy name has benefit even if you chant unknowingly. There may be, but if you want to get the full benefit, then you have to chant with attention and with, the proper mood and like that. So same way with the songs also, you could say like that. Okay, so we'll take this verse to memorize for tomorrow. This song, the meaning also. Any comments? No comments. We'll read maybe Krishna book today. Uddhav is visiting Vrindavan with a message from Krishna. And he has come at what time of the day he has come to Vrindavan?
In the evening time, when the cows are going.
Yeah, go to Lila.
He has come in the evening time. And whole night, what is he doing whole night?
He's talking with Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj.
Is Nanda and Yashoda are asking about what Krishna is doing, how is everything, how is Vasudev, everything. And Yeah, Yashoda and Nanda, they become choked up also, talking to Uddhav at some point. And then in the morning, every day, who comes to Nanda and Yashoda's house in the morning?
Gopis.
The gopis will come to offer their respects. Because after departure of Krishna, both were grief stricken, Nanda and Yashoda and the gopis. So they were coming just to see them. So morning they came and they saw the chariot, isn't it? They saw the chariot. And who did it remind them of?
Akrura.
It reminded them of Akrura because Akrura had come previously, maybe a few months back. I don't know when Uddhav came to Vrindavan.
Uh, Prabhuji, I have a question that Uddhav came to take Krishna and Balaram to fight. Whose order that was? Kanksha's or Devaki and Vasudev's order?
Kans.
Kank's order.
Why did Kans think that that would be better?
It is his place, his palace.
Hometown advantage is not there.
Yes.
Because Kans was sending many demons. Everybody was getting killed. So, and Kans had some curse, right? That he could not personally go into Vrindavan, as you all were saying. So he thought, why? Yeah, correct?
I think we heard a pastime, right, where Kans got converted to a gopi.
And he was made to carry the cow
dung
down.
patties. Yeah. Where is that pastime?
I don't know. I heard from all of you only. So I'm not sure where it is from, but maybe you can find. Somebody can do research and find. Anyway, so Kans wanted to bring Krishna out of Vrindavan to Mathura, hometown, home pitch advantage, playing cricket, so that he could kill Krishna. So he sent Akrura, and Akrura was a great devotee of Krishna. So he had come at that time. So gopis had seen Akrura's chariot, and so now they are seeing another chariot outside Nanda and Yashoda's, and they are thinking, has Akrura come again? But what does he want from us now? We are already dead. What can you take from somebody who has lost everything? Right? There is that famous joke. One time one man goes to an astrologer and says, I have Shani Dasha. So the astrologer says, you have to pay 1,000 rupees. To avert the Shani Dasha, I will do some yagna and you will not feel the effect of Shani Dasha. He says, I don't have 1,000 rupees. Okay, then he says, okay, give 100 rupees to do some yagna to avert your Shani Dasha. He says, I don't have 100 rupees. Then he says, give at least 10 rupees. He says, I don't have 10 rupees also. Then what did he say finally? Astrologer, what did he say?
Shani can't do anything to you. You don't have anything.
He says, Shani can't do anything to you. You don't have anything. What can Shani bhi aapka kuch bigaad nahi sakta? Gaur Gopal was saying. So you go. You don't need to do any puja or anything. So gopis thought, we have lost everything, Krishna. Now what he has come to steal from us? We don't have anything. We lost our wealth. He has taken Krishna away. Now what do we have? He's going to take from us. So like that they were thinking. And then the next day they came and they saw Uddhav, and Uddhav looked very much like Krishna because he was the cousin of Krishna. And he wore also garments. In Bhagavatam we read that Uddhav would wear the garments and all the paraphernalia used by Krishna. What is that? Tvak, Shrak.
Tvaipa Shraggandha Vasholankara Charchita.
Tava Maya Jay Nahi. Right? One will conquer Maya if one uses the paraphernalia that is used by Krishna, by wearing the garlands, by eating his remnants. Tvayopu bhakta shraggandha vaso lankara charchita uchishta bhojino dasas tava mayam jayama. Simply by decorating ourselves with garlands fragrant oils, clothes, and ornaments that you have already enjoyed, and by eating the remnants of your meals, we, your servants, will indeed conquer your illusory energy. So, accepting, we do Narsingha Dev oil we put on our hand, we got from some Mayapur. So, like that, some garland is given that is worn by Radha Krishna, or even the devotees, if you wear the garland, then you get spiritual benefit. You may say, well, I wore the garland, I put Narsingha oil also, but I am still affected by the illusory energy. It is not working, what they are saying. I am eating prasadam also. I am eating the remnants, we are eating prasadam. Still it is, so it will take some time. But we keep doing it. Like in the 11th canto, Krishna tells Uddhav, what does he tell? That even if you can't give up all the desires for sense gratification, my devotee repents, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery, but unable to renounce all sense gratificatory desires, he remains engaged in my devotional service. And, yeah, thank you. Having awakened faith in the narration of my glories, being disgusted with all material activities. So you may say, if he's disgusted, then why is he engaging in sense gratification? Well, because some conditioning is there, so he's doing it. He doesn't like it, but because of some force, he's accidentally, sometimes he does. So, having awakened faith in narration of my glories, being disgusted with all material activities. Prabhupada says, this is the qualification to go back to Godhead. You have lost hope of any material enjoyment. But still you can't, there is some conditioning. Being disgusted with all material activities, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery. But still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, knowing that it is bad, it is going to give misery, but still I am not able to give it up. My devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. So we should engage in Krishna's service. Worship means engage in Krishna's service. Chant Hare Krishna, hear Bhagavatam, keep worshipping Krishna with great faith and conviction that one day, yesterday, Jayadvaita Maharaj was saying that we are following the process. There may be some, discrepancies here and there, one accidental things, but we renew our determination and follow the process, keep following the process, then success will come. One day success will come. We are expecting Krishna's mercy. Krishna, when will you give me your mercy? When will you give your mercy? All the devotees, Narottam Das Thakur, they are always praying, oh, when will Nitai Chand bestow his mercy on me? Of course, they are very exalted, but this is the mood. I'm always hankering for Krishna's mercy. When will Krishna show me his mercy? When will Krishna show me his mercy? So my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment, my devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result. Rajasastu phalam dukkham in the Bhagavad Gita. Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yona yavate. He sincerely repents such activities. He repents such activities, not that he becomes overly depressed or morose and gives up Krishna consciousness, but he continues serving Krishna with faith and devotion. We can read the purport of this verse afterwards. It's a nice purport. So, given by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So, he's trying to improve constantly, and because of his past conditioning, he may sometimes slip, but he should repent and then he should keep chanting and taking shelter of Krishna more and more, because ultimately it is because of the anarthas in the heart that we succumb to things that are not favorable for Krishna consciousness. So to get rid of anarthas, you have to take shelter of Krishna more. Prabhupada says like that, if the fever of sense gratification is not going down, then you should chant, increase your chanting, 64 rounds, he says. So like surveys, chanting, we should increase. And all the time we should be engaged. So there is no time for the mind to think of anything else. 24 hours a day, Prabhupada says. Always chanting, hearing. And especially at those times when there is going to be an attack or we feel temptations. That's the time we have to take extra shelter. Like we say, when there is a tornado, then you have to take extra shelter. You have to go down in the. Normally, you are sheltered in the building, but when there is an attack, then you have to take. So, some time of the day when you feel like that or something, then you just take shelter of Krishna and pray to Krishna and chant Hare Krishna, cry to Krishna, like that. That Krishna, please help, please help. So, like that. Okay, so anyway, so that Uddhav, they saw Gopis saw Uddhav, and he looked exactly like Krishna. And he was wearing garments like Krishna. He was very beautiful, very handsome. They were thinking, oh, who is this? Who is that fortunate girl who has such a, because he looked like Krishna. So they were also very attracted to Uddhav. Of course, they knew that this is not Krishna, but he looked exactly like Krishna. So they had already affection for Krishna. So they were thinking, oh, who is this? Who's girl that has married, that fortunate girl who married this Uddhav? Like that, they were thinking. Yesterday we read all that. And so they wanted to talk to him. They surrounded him. They were innocent, simple-hearted, unsophisticated village girls. They came to Uddhav and they surrounded him and they wanted to talk. When they came to know that Uddhav has brought some message from Krishna, then they wanted to talk to him in seclusion. Seclusion where all the gopis met. They took him to a because they wanted to ask questions from their heart about Krishna and so many things. So they brought him to a secluded place. And all the gopis were there, including Srimati Radharani. And they were talking with him. So, and they were kind of, they welcomed him with polite words, but in submissiveness. But then they started criticizing how Krishna is, That Krishna has given up his interest. Now he has gone to he's a man of the city. He has gone to Mathura. So what interest does he have in us? We are unsophisticated village girls. And he has actually sent you, not for us, he has sent you because he has family attachment to his mother and father. So he has sent to find out about Nanda and Yashoda. Of course, Uddhav had actually a message for the gopis. But they were thinking like that now he's a man of the city. He doesn't have any interest in us. So he's not coming back. He's engrossed. And yeah, just as bumblebees, they have interest in a flower as long as it has honey. When the flower runs out of honey, then the bumblebee goes to another flower. So he's saying just like so many examples they give, that just like the student has interest in the school as long as he is studying there. Then after he leaves the school, he never goes back to the school because he got his whatever degree and things like that. And then so everybody in this world is interested in something as long as there is some vested interest. Basically, that's what Krishna also, they are comparing that with Krishna. So giving many examples. When there is no grass in the forest, then the animals leave the forest because there is a forest fire and all the grass is burnt up. Then the animals go to some other place to find grass. So similarly, Krishna has gone somewhere else. So in this way, they were always thinking about Krishna and they forgot everything about their household duties. And they can't forget Krishna. They want to forget, but they can't forget Krishna because so much attachment to Krishna. And we are trying to remember Krishna and we can't remember Krishna. It's a contrast. Of course, for me, I'm saying, it's like very difficult to remember Krishna all the time. Like Prabhupada said to his disciple, oh, you're all, somebody came to Prabhupada and said, what? Prabhupada, sometimes, who can say?
Sometimes I remember Krishna.
Sometimes I fall into Maya.
Sometimes I fall, yeah. And Prabhupada said, you're always in Maya. Sometimes you are in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, sometimes no. He says sometimes. I forget Krishna. Something. What did he say? Sometimes.
Sometimes I fall in Maya.
Fall in,
Sometimes I fall in
fall
Maya.
in Maya.
That's what
Yeah,
he
he
said.
says you're always in Maya. Sometimes you remember Krishna. So most of the time in this material world, we are always affected by the illusory energy. Sometime we remember Krishna. So because all the desires, material desires. So anyway, so Radharani and they are they want to forget Krishna, but they can't forget Krishna. They are thinking how Krishna is so bad, but still they can't give up their attachment. It's like they say it's some hot lassi. It is burning your tongue, but it is sweet also. So, or whatever, something like that.
I think
Some
it's hot sugar cane.
hot
Something
sugar cane
like
juice.
that.
Correct. You can say hot sugar cane juice. It is sweet. You can't spit it out, but it is at the same time burning you. So you can't keep it. You can't reject it. I mean, you can't reject it. You can't have it. So it's like that. Some kind of course, they are the topmost devotees of Krishna. Yeah. You want to read that verse?
If one tastes such love of Godhead, he can compare it to hot sugar cane. When one chews hot sugar cane, his mouth burns, yet he cannot give it up. Similarly, if one has but a little love of Godhead, he can perceive its powerful effects. It can only be compared to poison and nectar mixed together.
So they are not having Krishna, so it's like poison. But the remembrance is like nectar. So something that's, yeah,
But there's
like,
also bliss in separation. So
correct.
that's why Vipralamba Bhav is treasured by the Acharya.
Correct. Is it that sometimes they want to forget Krishna, right? Because it is giving them a lot of trouble, the remembrance of Krishna. So, but they can't forget Krishna. There is also that.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So, Prabhupada says, Delhi Kaladdu. Like, of course, there's a material example he talks. Those who are in marriage, those who are outside in marriage, they want to come inside, and those who are inside, they want to get out. He says like that, things, Delhi Kaladdu. जो खाए वो भी पछता है ना खाए वो भी पछता है. So something like that he says in one letter. So anyway,
That's material thing, right?
material thing, yeah, it's not spiritual, yeah,
Which
material.
is, even if you get, you are suffering. If you don't get, you're suffering.
Yeah, correct. That's a good way to put it. Material things are like that. You get it, you suffer. And you don't get it, you suffer because you think, yes, I didn't get it. And you get it, also you suffer. Of course, sometimes people say, no, no, I'm not suffering, I got it. Well, yeah, the mind may feel good, but it is not good for the soul. You may feel whatever is good for the mind in the conditioned state is not good. Just like food may not be tasty, but it may be very healthy. What is good for the tongue may not be good for the health. So, similarly, what is good for the mind may not be good for the soul. The conditioned mind is attracted to so many things. So, we feel, yes, this is very good, but it may not be good for the soul. The soul's relationship with Krishna and the soul's, you know, spiritual advancement. So, everything we cannot judge by the mind, what the mind likes, because that's we just go by the mind and the flow of the mind, then it will become very difficult. So, to make spiritual advancement. So, like that, because mind is always what is the two qualities of the mind? It is, what are the two qualities of the mind? It
Accept and reject. Right?
it accepts and rejects. Sankalpa, vikalpa, like that. What is good today, tomorrow may not be good, and all these things. So, yeah. Who all are there on the call? else there on the call?
Yeah, I am listening.
Anybody else on the call? Jenish, Raga Sindhu Prabhu,
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'm here, but mute button is not working.
Haritra, Tunga Vidya Mataji, who else is there? Anybody there?
Yeah, I'm here. I am Prasad.
Like a teacher, I'm taking your roll call in school. They used to ask when they tell their name, then you say, "Yes, sir. Yes, madam." So
I'm here, Prabhu.
Attendance.
Well, Prabhuji. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not your teacher or anything, but just it encourages me, if you are there. So, yeah. Of course, it should not be like that. We should be encouraged no matter what. We should be Atmaram. And we should be satisfied within by reading about Krishna and hearing about Krishna. Like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, if there is nobody, then you preach to the four walls. If there is nobody there to listen, just preach to the four walls. But yeah. While the other gopis, so Radharani, she started talking to a bumblebee. Other gopis were talking to Uddhav. Radharani started talking to a bumblebee. And Radharani saw this bumblebee as a messenger from Krishna. And so she started talking to the bumblebee. So it says, bumblebee, we read this yesterday, so I'm just going to summarize. It says, you are drinking honey from flower to flower. Just like Krishna goes from one place to another, meets newer and newer friends and forgets the old friends. Similarly, the bumblebee goes from flower to flower. You are the same nature as Krishna, very flickering, very chanchala. Krishna is very chanchala. You are also going from flower to flower. You cannot be steady. And I see that on your mustache there is some red powder. This red powder is from the garland, which came from Gopi's body on Krishna's garland, and you were on this garland, and your mustache is now decorated with red powder. So I know what's going on. They are kind of thinking, what is going on? Krishna is with all the girls of Mathura, and what's going on? So I don't want to hear from you. You have come with some message. You are unreliable. I don't want to hear. You're unreliable messenger of an unreliable master. So some acharyas say that actually Radharani is talking to the bumblebee. In this way, she is indirectly telling Uddhav. Directly she can't tell Uddhav that you are maybe, I think they're told also, right, Uddhav, before that you are, about Krishna they told. But now they are talking about the Uddhav also, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, indirectly, therefore, she indicated that Uddhav was as unreliable as Krishna himself.
Because like master, the servants are also like the master. So you have come as a messenger. You must be same quality. So she's talking to the bumblebee. Like indirectly, you tell. Like Narad Muni, when he wanted to instruct Prachini Bari, the king, he told an allegorical story. He told about some other king, Puranjana, a fictitious story, and how that king was. But whatever he was telling about Puranjana was the qualities of this Prachini Bari. So indirectly, he's telling Prachini Bari because directly, false ego. So can't take. So like they say, daughter, what is that? When they newly married,
Daughter-in-law, mother-in-law teaches the daughter-in-law by indirectly teaching her daughter.
So like that, something like that. So anyway, so yeah, so she's saying yes, Krishna once associated with us, and now he has left us. I don't know how Lakshmi is so much captivated by Krishna and serving Krishna. Although she doesn't know, she knows his actual character, then how is she so attached to Krishna? Maybe Krishna is a sweet talker and she cannot understand the real character of Krishna. So, but we have learnt our lesson. We are not going to be cheated anymore by Krishna. So you please go and leave us like that. Since she's telling the bumblebee. Okay, I think we are more intelligent than Lakshmi Devi. We are not going to be cheated anymore by Krishna or his messengers. So the gopis are saying like that. To the bumblebee, indirectly making Uddhav here. Okay, so we'll read some more paragraphs. According to expert opinion, Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is a subordinate expansion of Srimati Radharani. All Lakshmis are coming from Radharani. She is the original goddess of fortune. As Krishna has numerous expansions of Vishnu Murtis, so is pleasure potency. Radharani also has innumerable expansions of goddesses of fortune. So Krishna expands one side and Radharani expands the other side as the gopis. Krishna expands as Balaram, and then Balaram the Chaturvyu expansion, and like that Purusha avatars and like that. And Radharani expands also on the other side. Of course, Radharani is also Krishna's internal potency. So Krishna is not enjoying outside himself because it's his own potency. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shakti Rasmad Ekat Manav Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Vedam Katauto. They are one soul, Radha and Krishna. They are same, Ladini Shakti of Krishna. But they were assumed two for the purpose of loving pastimes. But when it happened, we can't say because it is eternal. It is eternal. You can't say, oh, this point Krishna manifested as Radharani. No, it is eternal. Just like we are eternal. We cannot say we were created at certain point. No, we are eternal souls. So goddess of fortune Lakshmi ji is also eager to be elevated to the position of gopis. And we were discussing yesterday how Lakshmi ji, we went to Belvan. Those who came, I think Kamlesh Prabhu may remember. We went to Belvan where Lakshmi ji is performing tapasya to enter into the Ras Leela. So she is also eager to be like a gopi and participate in the Rasa dance. Srimati Radharani continued, you foolish bumblebee, you are trying to satisfy me and get a reward by singing the glories of Krishna. You think I'll be pleased if you tell me about Krishna and you will get some reward? But it is a useless attempt. We gopis are bereft of all our possessions. We are away from our homes and families. We know very well about Krishna. We know even more than you. Because we have associated with Krishna more than you. For 10.5 years, he was in Vrindavan. You bumblebee, you have just, in Mathura you have met him. But we know more about Krishna than you. So whatever you make up about him will be old stories to us. Krishna is now in the city and is better known as the friend of Arjun. Arjun now, Kurukshetra and all this. He now has many new girlfriends who are no doubt very happy in his association. Because the lusty burning sensation of their breasts has been satisfied by Krishna, they are now happy. If you go there and glorify Krishna, they may be pleased to reward you. Go there and glorify. Don't come here to Vrindavan and glorify Krishna. You will not get anything from us. You are just trying to pacify me by your behavior as a flatterer. And therefore you have put your head under my feet. So the bumblebee must be coming to Radharani's feet. And says you are trying to, become very submissive and put your hand. But I know the trick you are trying to play. I know that you are a messenger coming from an even greater trickster, Krishna. Therefore, please leave me. So she is speaking. Then her mood will change because she will think. What will she think?
Krishna will feel, hurt by her words.
She's thinking, she will think later on. Bumblebee will go and report everything that I said about Krishna to Krishna. And then Krishna will feel hurt, and he will never come back. Maybe something like that. We'll see what exactly she's thinking, and then her mood will change, and then she will start praising Krishna. I can understand that you're expert. So sometimes, she goes into man. Sometimes Radharani has different, moods. But they are all pleasing to Krishna, even when she goes into man. So I can understand that you are expert in reuniting two opposing parties. But at the same time, you must know that I cannot place my reliance upon you or nor upon your master, Krishna. We left our husbands, children, and relatives only for Krishna. Yet he did not feel any obligation in exchange. So in the Ras dance, they left everything. And now he left us. In the Gopi Geet also is saying that he calls them what, a cheater? That Kuhako, that
Kuhakanam Nashobayanti.
what is the verse?
Like we have left our
How could you abandon the girls who have come to see you in the middle of night? Oh, cheater. Like that. There's a verse like that.
Pati Sutanvaya Pratar Bandhavan Ati Vilangyate Antyachita Gata Kati Vidastavo Gita Mohita Kitavayoshita Kastajinnishi. You know very well why we have come here. Who but a cheater like you would abandon young women who come to see him in the middle of the night, enchanted by the loud sound of his flute? Just to see you, we have completely rejected our husbands, children, ancestors, brothers, and other relatives.
Okay. So, if you leave everything for somebody and that person leaves you, then how you feel? Gopis are feeling, we have sacrificed everything for your sake, and you left us. At last, he left us forlorn. Do you think we can place our faith in him again? Once bitten, twice shy, they say. Yes, no, we cannot again put faith in him. We know that Krishna cannot live for a moment without the association of young women. That is his nature. He is finding difficulty in Mathura because he is no longer in the village among innocent cowherd girls. So in city, the girls are very sophisticated and he's finding some difficulty there. He cheated us, but in city, they are not so innocent. He's in aristocratic society and must be feeling difficulty in making friendship with other young girls. So now they are saying, yeah, he's finding it difficult to make friendship there. So again, he has come back to his old friends because he cannot establish new relationships. Perhaps you have come here to canvass again or to take us there. Because he's having difficulties, so now you want us to go there. But why should Krishna expect us to go there? He's greatly. Then now she's changing. She's going back and forth. She's like thinking so much about one side. She's arguing, then she's nullifying that argument, then she's thinking something else. But why should Krishna expect us to go there? First she's saying that Krishna wants us to go there, but then she's thinking, well, but why Krishna would want us to go there? He's greatly qualified to entice all other girls, not only in Vrindavan or Mathura, but all over the universe. He attracts everybody. Krishna is all attractive. So, yeah, why would he fail in attracting the girls in Mathura? His wonderfully enchanting smile is so attractive, and the movements of his eyebrows are so beautiful that he can call for any woman from the heavenly middle or plutonic planets. Even Mahalakshmi, the greatest of all goddesses of fortune, hankers to render him some service. In comparison to all these women of the universe, what are we? We are very insignificant. Although Krishna's love for the gopis is the greatest, they are thinking that Krishna loves others more because we are insignificant. Why would Krishna? He has got some others. He can attract anybody from anywhere. Okay, so much thinking, so much analysis Radharani is doing. Krishna advertises himself as magnanimous and is praised by great saints. His qualifications would be perfectly utilized if he would only show us some mercy. He's magnanimous, he's merciful. How can he not show us mercy? Like in the Gopi Gita also is they say, right? Tava kathamritam, is that the verse? Or in the first also he says, you're very merciful, but you're not showing us any mercy, right? By you're not showing yourself to us.
Krishna Jalapya, that one. You have saved us from all this trouble, but why are you giving us trouble now?
Now, correct.
Discipline.
Yeah, you have saved us from all the. But why are you not showing yourself to us now? Why are you not giving us mercy now? Why you have hidden yourself? So he is magnanimous, but how can he be called magnanimous? Like Narottam Das Thakur says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are Patita Pavan, but I am the most fallen. So if you don't deliver me, then how can you be called Patita Pavan? Patita Naam Kishara Lagiya, right? This is how what this says. Patita Pavan Naam Kishara Lagiya. How can you be called Patit Pavan? I am most fallen here and you are not delivering me. So how can you be called the deliverer? So they are saying, Krishna, you are most merciful, but why you are neglecting us? You poor messenger, you are only a less intelligent servant. You do not know much about Krishna. How ungrateful. And Jadi Dayana Koribe Patita Dekhiya. Yeah. Means if you don't show Daya, seeing me, Patita Dekhiya, Bengali. Patita Pavan Naam Kishara Lagiya. How can you be known as Patit Pavan? So indirectly saying, please give me your mercy, please give me your mercy. I'm very fallen. Of course, Narottam Das Thakur is not fallen, but this is Dainya Bhav. Those who are very advanced, they think themselves very far from Krishna, very unqualified. Like that verse is there, that where there is symptom of love of God, they think that they have no love of God. They are very fallen. So,
प्रेमेरा स्वभाव यहाँ प्रेमेरा समन से माने कृष्ण मोरे नाही प्रेम गंध. Whenever there is relationship of love of Godhead, natural symptom is that devotee thinks he is not even a devotee. He does not even have a drop of love for Krishna.
Premera Swabhav, this is the nature of prema. I want to memorize that verse. Maybe you can paste it here if you have it. Later on I can. Yeah. Okay. We can take, if you, I think you memorize, but we can take this as to memory. This is part of our sheet. I don't know if it's part of our spreadsheet.
I can add it.
Okay, so you poor, so he should show us, you poor messenger, you're only a less intelligent servant. You do not know how much about Krishna, how great, ungrateful. So one time she's saying he's very merciful, very this thing, magnanimous, and then she's changing the tune. How ungrateful and hard-hearted he has been, not only in this life, but his previous lives also. So they know about the previous lives of Krishna, then who he is. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, maybe. We have all heard this from our grandmother, Purnamasi. She has informed us that Krishna was born. So they are saying, yes, our mother or grandmother has told us. Was born in a Kshatriya family previous to this birth and was known as Ramchandra. In that birth, instead of killing Vali, an enemy of his friend, in the manner of a Kshatriya, he killed him just like a hunter. So he was standing behind the trees or the bushes, wherever he was, and hiding, he killed Vali. So now they're accusing. Yes, how much chal he has done. Not only in this life, but in his previous life also. He has done so much chal. Chal means cheating. A hunter takes a secure hiding place and then kills an animal without facing it. So Lord Ramchandra as a Kshatriya should have fought with Vali face to face. But instigated by his friend Sugriv, he killed him from behind a tree. Thus he deviated from the religious principles of a Kshatriya. Of course we know because why he killed from behind? What are the reasons that we can attribute to justify?
Yeah, the one that I've heard is that Vali had the benediction that whoever comes before him to fight, Vali would get 50% of his power. So means Vali would always be more powerful. So Lord Ram couldn't come in front of him if that benediction had to be attained, because nobody can be more powerful than Lord Ram. Also, he behaved like a animal, taking some other person's wife. So he should be killed like a hunter. Like a hunter would kill an animal. Right? Hunter kills from hiding.
Yeah. So anyway, so like thus he deviated from the religious principles of a Kshatriya. Also he was attracted by the beauty of Sita, that he converted Surpanakha, the sister of Ravana, into an ugly woman by cutting off her nose and ears. Lakshman cut, but on the order of Ram, maybe. So Surpanakha approached, and Kshatriya cannot refuse. So they are saying that like that. So he should have given shelter to Surpanakha, but he cut off her nose and ears instead. Surpanakha proposed an intimate relationship with him, and as a Kshatriya he should have satisfied her. But he was so henpecked that he could not forget Sita Devi and converted Surpanakha into an ugly woman. Before that birth as a Kshatriya, he took his birth as a Brahman boy. So they went from Treta Yuga to now Satya Yuga. Yeah. Before that birth as a Kshatriya, he took his birth as a Brahman boy known as Vaman Dev and asked charity from Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was so magnanimous that he gave him whatever he had. Yet Krishna as Vaman Dev ungratefully arrested him just like a crow and pushed him down to the Patal kingdom. Of course, in the Patal, what happened? What did
Vaman Dev became the doorman.
The doorman.
Bali Maharaj.
We know all about Krishna and how ungrateful he is. But here is the difficulty. In spite of his being, so this is the thing, although he is so cruel and so hard-hearted, it is very difficult for us to give up talking about him. He has all the, no mercy, but still we can't stop. And it is not only we who are unable to give up this talk, but great sages and saintly persons also engage in talking about him. We also can't stop talking about him, and the saints also can't stop talking. We Gopis of Vrindavan do not want to make any more friendships with this blackish boy. But we do not know how we shall be able to give up remembering and talking about his activities. We want to forget him. We don't want to have any connection, but we can't. We can just not forget talking about his activities. Okay. Any comments, anybody so far? So
yeah, one time so Radhani was mad at Krishna. She was in sulky mood, and she said, I don't want to see anything black. So she said to her Gopis friends that you should shave off your hair and your eyebrows. I have so much hatred for black Krishna that I don't want to see anything black, because everything black reminds me of Krishna.
Yeah. So, since Krishna is absolute, his so-called unkind activities are as relishable as his kind activities. Prabhupada's is all good. So his punishment or his, whether he's embracing somebody or he's punishing them, it's all good. Prabhupada says, even Krishna killing demons is as good as Krishna's dancing with the gopis. That's why he said, you can read Krishna book from anywhere. It's all wonderful. Like, what did he say? Like
Like gulab jamun, rasgulla. You buy it from anywhere. It's sweet.
You buy it at on the southern side or the northern side or this side, that side. Everything about Krishna is sweet. So he said, yeah. Lord Chaitanya therefore prayed, Krishna, you are free and independent in all respects. You can either embrace me or crush me under your feet. Whatever you like, you may make me broken-hearted by not letting me see you throughout my whole life, but you are my only object of love. That's Haslishya Vapadaratam. Mat prananathastu saiva na paraha. Para means other. Mat prananathas, you are the Lord of my life, and nobody else shall be ever. You can do whatever you like with me, but this is surrender, unconditional surrender. You may treat me however you like. In my opinion, Srimati Radharani continued, no one should hear about Krishna, because as soon as a drop of the nectar of his transcendental activities is poured into the ear, one immediately rises above the duality of attraction and rejection. So one comes to transcendental platform. As soon as we hear about Krishna or serve Krishna, Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sargunan samitidetan brahma bhuyaya. By service to Krishna, which begins with hearing about Krishna, then one becomes because all the dirty things in the heart are cleansed by hearing about Krishna. Srinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravan. Krishna personally cleanses the heart of such a devotee if we keep hearing about Krishna. So when your anarthas are gone, then you are above the modes of nature. You are on the Shuddha Sattva platform. Being completely freed, and by hearing, the unconquerable becomes conquered. Ye prayasho ajita jito api asite trilokyam. That famous verse, Jnane namanta eva jivanti san.
Thane sthita shrutigatan tanvan manopi ye prayaso jita jito apite trilokyam.
So that's the advantage of hearing about Krishna. Being completely freed from the contamination of. And that other verse also in the Gopi Gita, Tava Kathamritam, another meaning, right? Of course.
Instead of Amrit, it's Mritam. It kills it destroys all our attachments. And one becomes like a homeless person wandering.
He burns in separation. Tapta Jivanam Kavi Biriditam. And by like a beggar he wanders. Like so. Many people in Vrindavan, they may have like Raghunath Das Goswami and all, they're very affluent, but they're wandering like beggars, doing madhukari and like that. In Vrindavan, they're so.
Smeram Bangvidra Prachitam Sachivastirna Drishti. But that's like if you see Krishna, right? If you at one time see Krishna, then you'll not be able to maintain your attachments to any of your friends and family.
Yeah, that's why don't go to Keshi Ghat to see Krishna who is standing in his threefold bending form in the moonlight, right? Playing on his flute.
Bent in 3 places.
Bent in 3 places. Being deprived of all material acquisitions, one makes his relatives and himself unhappy. So we may not feel so much attraction for Krishna, but what is the formula? The formula is to hear about Krishna. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem. We have to hear about Krishna, Krishna's pastimes. Then our attraction will come about. And we hear from the bona fide source like Prabhupada. And being deprived of all material acquisitions, one makes his relatives and being completely freed from the contamination of material attachment, one gives up attachment for this material world, including family, home, wife, children, and everything else materially dear to every person. So you become detached from all material attachment. That is a proof that you are getting attached to Krishna. So more and more, as you become more and more attached to Krishna, then you sacrifice everything. Like Keshav Maharaj was saying, Krishna comes in like a needle and then he goes out like a
plow.
plow. So they say, oh, chant only one round of Hare Krishna mantra. No, just add Krishna. He was saying like that. Just add Krishna to your life. And then little Krishna takes a whole lot. Then
It's also like entering mafia.
ah,
Once you know something, they won't let you leave. Like you know a lot more. Like even if you try to enjoy sense gratification, you will always be guilty because you know you have the knowledge.
correct. So yeah, you can't enjoy anymore that much that you probably used to do before you knew the philosophy, Krishna consciousness. Because you know it's like it'll give me suffering and I'll keep me in the cycle of birth and death. And of course, when we are completely overcome by illusory energy, we forget everything. All the knowledge is forgotten. As in the third chapter, Krishna describes the second chapter, third chapter. Krodhat bhavati samoha, samohat
Miti vibrama. Miti bramshad buddhi nasha pranishati.
बुद्धि नाश हो जाता है. So all the intelligence goes when one is completely absorbed. So being deprived of all material acquisitions, one makes his relatives and himself unhappy. Then he wanders in search of Krishna, either as a human being or in other species of life, even as a bird, and voluntarily accepts the profession of a mendicant. It is very difficult to actually understand Krishna. His name, his qualities, his form, his pastime, his paraphernalia, his entourage. Yeah, you want to say this verse? Yatanto hi api kaunteya. Yeah, that is what you are saying, how it takes our man of buddhi goes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there is this one.
Yes.
The senses are so strong and impetuous that they forcibly carry away the mind of even of a man of discrimination who's endeavoring to control them. Also, that verse is there. Even one of the roaming senses that the mind focuses on can carry away the intelligence of a man. Because wind sweeps away the boat of love.
Correct. So, yeah. So he completely becomes like devoted to Krishna. And Srimati Radharani continued to speak to the black messenger of Krishna. She continued talking to that bumblebee. Please do not talk anymore about Krishna. It is better to talk about some. Now, bumblebee, how is bumblebee talking? But she's thinking that bumblebee is talking. We are already doomed like the hunter. In the same way, we have been enchanted by the sweet words of Krishna, and by thinking of the rays of his toenails again and again, we are becoming more and more lusty for his association. Therefore, I request you not to talk of Krishna anymore. So, the more you talk about Krishna, then more I am reminded of Krishna, and then Krishna is not here, so it creates a vacuum in the heart, like that. This talks of Radharani with the bumblebee messenger, including her accusing Krishna in so many ways, and at the same time expressing her inability to give up talking about him. She's accusing Krishna, she doesn't want to talk about Krishna, but she can't stop talking about Krishna, are signs of the topmost transcendental ecstasy called Mahabhav. So this is Mahabhav. We say only Radharani can have this kind of right. Mahabhav is only reserved for Radharani, something like that. So only Radharani has that.
Right. Like above Prem, there are stages, right? So we have that Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Priya, Nartha Nivritti, right? Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. Then above Prem, there are also other stages. Bhav and Mahabhav are part of that.
Hmm. Yeah. The ecstatic Mahabhav manifestation is possible only in the person of Radharani and her associates. I think in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is described all these other stages. Unmad, Unmad, and this other one, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, Prabhupada says it's possible only in the persons of Radha and her associates also, it says here. But maybe great acharyas like Rupa Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Rupa Goswami and Vishwanath have analyzed this Mahabhav species of Srimati Radharani and described their different varieties such as Udghurna or bewilderment and Jalpa, Pratijalpa or talking in different ways. These are signs of Ujjwal Ras or the brightest jewel of love of God. While Radharani was talking with the bee and the bee was flying hither and thither, all of a sudden, it all of a sudden disappeared from her sight. So the bee went away. Now she is concerned. She was in full mourning due to separation from Krishna and felt ecstasy by talking with the bee. So she was talking about Krishna, but she was feeling ecstasy. Now the bee has gone. So who to talk with? The devotees like to talk about Krishna. That's why they need some association. Matchita matkata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayanta shamam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. Or that other verse, what is that about the devotee association? Mitho rati, mitho tushti, mitho nivrittir,
Nivritta Mitra.
paraspara anukathanam,
Pavanam
pavanam
Bhavati
bhagavad
Yasha.
yashaha, mitho rati, mitho tushti.
Nivritta Mitra.
Nivritta mitha. By talking about Krishna, and then what happens is they develop their attachment to Krishna, and then they become, yeah. So she's missing that. She wants to talk with, like she was thinking like that. She cannot talk about but as soon as the bee disappeared, she became almost mad, thinking that the messenger bee might have returned to Krishna to inform him all about her talking against him. Yeah. Krishna must be very sorry to hear it. It will cause grief to Krishna. If the bee goes and tells Krishna in Mathura what I was saying about him, how unreliable, how unfaithful, it will cause lot of grief. So they don't want Krishna to be in grief, like in Gopi Geet we see everywhere. Oh Krishna, your lotus feet
Will be hurt by the pebbles and stones.
pebbles and thorns pricked. So they can't think of Krishna having some sorrow. Like when we were in Govardhan, His Holiness Asit Krishna Maharaj was speaking about, he said, what is the one benediction they asked?
Yeah. Let Krishna always be happy. And while the Vrajvasis were doing parikrama after Krishna stopped the Indra Yagna, yeah. Let Krishna be always happy.
Let Krishna always be happy. So they can't, but Krishna is God. How can he be unhappy? But it is in their Raj Bhav. They think Krishna is my child or Krishna is my lover. They are saying, let Krishna always be happy. We would think how Krishna can be unhappy because he can do everything he wants. We are unhappy because we don't get what we want. But for Krishna, it's not like that. Whatever he desires, parasya shaktir vivadhaiva shruyate swabhaviki jnana bala kriyacha. It is said that, if he desires something, all his energies are there to fulfill his desires. We are morose because we don't get something. And so we think, well, Krishna is supreme. How can he be unhappy? He can get what he wants. But they are not in that kind of.
Thinking of him as a child, like Yashoda also prays, right, while churning butter. May he never get any distress. She's praying to Lord Narayan. May he never get old and
may he always be happy. May he always be protected. Like After Putana, then they're calling all the Brahmanas to chant mantras for the safety of the child, right? Something like that. Was it after Putana or Trinavarth? Maybe both. And they are
After Putana, they did all the
with
with the cow. They were doing all the prayers.
the cow tail. They were whisking him with the cow tail. In the meantime, the bee flying hither and thither appeared before her again. So bee disappeared, then bee came back. She thought, Krishna is still kind to me. In spite of the messengers carrying disruptive messages, he is so kind that he has again sent the bee to take me to him. Oh, so again she's thinking, maybe he delivered the message, but Krishna is so kind that he has again sent the bee. Srimati Radharani was careful this time not to say anything against Krishna. My dear friend, I welcome you. She said, Krishna is so kind that he has again sent you. Krishna is so kind and affectionate to me that he has fortunately sent you back in spite of your carrying my message against him. So Krishna is Karuna Sindhu. We can also think how many times we have ignored him, how many lifetimes, but he is still waiting. He has not given up on us. We can say like that. Any time, at any point in time, if we say, Krishna, I surrender to you. Krishna says, okay, I will not, whatever you may have done in the past, it is all nullified. I will not even look at it. So whatever you have ignored me, whatever you have made offenses to me, I will not consider anything if you surrender to me. So this is the kind of, the Lord that is there, very merciful and very ever willing, ever waiting, ever working to bring us back. And that doesn't mean we don't take advantage of Krishna's. We should not think that, yes, okay, I will do some other things and then later on, because Krishna will accept me at that time also, because Krishna never gives up on us. So I will just do something else and then later on, maybe I will go to Krishna. He will still accept me. So that's just like delaying our,
Yeah, then we'll get the special mercy of Krishna.
Yeah.
Because Krishna is, he wants us to come back to him. So whether we realize it the easy way or the hard way is to go through suffering.
Yeah.
And become detached and like frustrated.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So you have to learn your lesson. Either you learn it easily or you learn it after some punishment. So you have to learn your lesson. Krishna has to teach you, because now you've taken up devotional service. So Krishna has to teach you. But would you like to go through some suffering or learn the easy way? Mostly we like to learn the easy way. But we may not be so intelligent to learn the easy way. So Krishna is so kind that he has again sent you. Krishna is so kind and affectionate to me that he has fortunately sent you back in spite of your carrying my message against him. All good fortune to you, my dear friend. Now you may ask from me whatever you want. So now it says, whatever you tell me, I will treat. Krishna is so kind, so merciful. I shall give you anything because you are so kind to me. Somebody who is very kind, we want to do something for that person. You have come to take me to Krishna because he is not able to come here, being surrounded by new girlfriends in Mathura. Now again she brings up the topic of new girlfriends in Mathura. But you are a tiny creature. How can you take me there? How will you be able to help me meet Krishna while he is taking rest with the goddess of fortune embracing her to his chest? You are so small, how can you take me there? Never mind, let us forget all these things about my going there or sending you. Please let me know how Krishna is faring in Mathura. See how quickly Radharani's thought process is changing. So she's thinking of first that you come to escort me to Mathura. Then she says, okay, forget that. Tell me what Krishna is doing. Tell me if she still remembers his foster father, Nanda Maharaj, his affectionate mother Yashoda, his cowherd friends and his poor friends like us, the Gopis. So first she talks about Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda. At the end she says, "Oh, we also poor friends." I'm sure he must sometimes sing about us, who served him just like maid servants without any payment. Asulka Dashika. Paratanignato. You're killing the maid servants in the Gopi Geet again. What is that? You're killing the maid servants who have given themselves to you freely. Right? What is that?
Sharanudasai sadhu jatasa sarisi jonara shrimoshandrisha suratanathate alkadasika varadanignato neha kimbada. We are your maid servants who have given ourselves freely to you. Who give our benedictions, Varada. You are killing us. Isn't this murder?
Isn't this murder? So asulka, shulka means payment. Asulka means without payment. We are not getting. We are just serving you, and we are not expecting anything from you. We are just serving you without expecting anything in return. Normally we servant serves so that he'll get a salary, but we are not paid servants. So we have served you like maid servants without any payment. Is there any possibility that Krishna will come back and place his aguru scented hand on our heads? Yeah, please put all these inquiries together. In the Gopi Gita again, it says, please put your hand, like that drives away all the fear of everything.
Virachita bhayam vrishniduryate charanamiyusham samshrute karasaroruham kantakamadam shirasi dehina shrikaragaham. Your hand is like a lotus flower and it fulfills all our desires. So please put your hands on our heads.
Shira Shijodara Sri Mushadrisham. Sir means our head. Right?
Shirasi dehina shrikaragaham. The hand that holds the hands of the goddess of fortune.
And grants fearlessness. Right? Virachita
bhayam.
Abhayam. So, Abhayam. So, that hand that grants. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. हेलो हाँ मैं कॉल पे हूँ 1 मिनट में आता हूँ थोड़ी देर Uddhav was standing near and he heard Radharani talking in this way, as if she had become almost mad for Krishna. So Uddhav is learning what is the level of devotion of Radharani. He was exceedingly surprised at how the Gopis were accustomed to thinking of Krishna constantly in the topmost ecstasy of Mahabhav love. So there are the Mahabhav symptoms. What are those? You will read that.
From Chaitanya Charitamrita, pride, ambition, fear, dry artificial crying, anger, envy, and mild smiling.
So there is some pride, there is fear. She is also expressing fear. What will happen? Krishna will, feel sad, and some ambition is also there. Meeting Krishna, she has pride, rejecting Krishna. Envy is there because other gopis are there in Mathura, other gopis, other girls are there.
Yeah,
It's artificial crying, I heard.
Yes.
How can you explain that, Mataji?
Dry artificial crying.
I mean, if you want to, change someone's heart, like children also cry, right? Just artificial crying to tell the parents, I want this. So, yeah, Radharani also shows this anger, right? In jealousy and so on, so that Krishna's heart changes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, what is that? Indeed, there.
Yeah, this Mahabhav combination of these things are compared to combination of yogurt, candy, ghee, honey, black pepper, camphor, and cardamom, which when mixed together are very tasty and sweet.
So all this combined together is Mahabhav. So you combine all this. You can try yogurt, candy, ghee, honey, black pepper, camphor, and cardamom. Janish can make some preparation on Sunday feast with all this combined. And then we can experience Mahabhav.
I will get this noted, Prabhuji.
Because you work in the kitchen, that's why.
Yeah. Well, I won't be making, but I'll have Prabhuji. Like, do you have a dish like this, where all these are included,
Yeah. Uddhav was standing near and heard Radharan talking. And as if she had almost become mad for Krishna. He was exceedingly surprised at how the gopis were accustomed to thinking of Krishna constantly in the topmost ecstasy of Mahabhav love. He had brought a message in writing from Krishna and now he wanted to present it before the gopis just to pacify them. So all this, he said, "My dear gopis, your mission of human life is now successful." So he's talking from like how, that's like we tell, your mission, you're taken up devotional service, your mission of life is successful. Gopis are beyond that. But you are all wonderful devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you are eligible to be worshipped by all kinds of people. That's true. Gopis can be worshipped, the devotees, because they are the topmost devotees. So, you are worshipable throughout the three worlds because your minds are wonderfully absorbed in the thought of Vasudeva Krishna. He is the goal of all pious activities and ritualistic performances, such as giving charity, rigidly following the austerity of vows, undergoing severe penances, and igniting the fire of sacrifice. Like we have that verse, Veda Param, what is Makhai? What is that? Param, everything is the result of sacrifice.
Vasudev Paraveda.
Vasudev Paramakhai, Vasudev. So many things, I don't remember.
Vasudev Parakya.
Paraveda, Paramakhai, yeah. Vedas is the ultimately all that we do, whether you are doing study of the Vedas, we are doing sacrifices, ultimate objective is to achieve Krishna. And if you miss that, then Shrama eva hi kevalam. So, like the Yagnik Brahmanas, they missed the point. They were doing the yagna, but they missed the point that the whole purpose is to please Krishna. So if you please Krishna, then everything else is achieved. Like in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse. A person engaged in devotional service is not deprived of the benefit of performing austerity, penances, like that. Correct? You remember that verse? The Bhagavad Gita. I think it's one of the... He automatically gets that. I think it's one of the last verses. So if you chant and hear about Krishna, just by chanting here about Krishna, so everything is achieved. Yeah. It's not like you have to do anything separately outside this. That's why Prabhupada says you don't have to repent on there's a verse like that.
Yeah, it's 828.
This is also a nice verse to memorize.
We did already memorize.
We did, yeah, okay. Forgot. Kalyug memory is there. Vedeshu yagneshu tapasu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upeti chadyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all this. At the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. So if you are convinced, I don't have to do anything, just do bhakti to Krishna, devotional service. That's called Shraddha. Shraddha Shabde Vishwash Kohe Sudrida Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hoye. I don't have to do this yagna, this, that, so many things. Just engage in service of the Lord, beginning with hearing and chanting. That's all. And of course, we want to make others also engage in devotional service. So that's why there is preaching. But this is like everything. You come to Krishna. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the whatever your needs are satisfied if there is a
Small well
if there is
of
a
running water can satisfy.
yeah if there is a river flowing, you don't need separate wells, something like that. You don't need, because you need a well for washing, you need well for bathing, you need well for this, that. But if there is flowing river, because that is, you can wash your clothes, you can take bath, it is always pure, it's flowing. So so like that, if you are, somehow we have to like become convinced more about this. For me, I'm saying that just if I do bhakti to Krishna, I don't need anything else. I'm perfect. As long as I am engaged in bhakti, my life is perfect. I don't need this and that and other things. Krishna also says, I will give you what you need. Don't worry. Ananya Sintayantu Mam Yajana Pariyupasate Tesham Nityabhyuktanam Yogakshemam Mahami. So I just have to do bhakti to Krishna and Krishna will take care. Of course, that's the faith we have to have. I mean, it's not like so. That's the thing, So here,
Both material and spiritual benefits will come.
Correct.
Like Dhruva Maharaj, he got the kingdom also.
Hmm.
But he didn't want it. He realized that it's tuchha, insignificant, in front of Krishna Prem.
Like yesterday, Maharaj was saying, yes, he's whatever you want, Krishna can give you. Of course, for the devotees, he also takes away. So, to bring him closer to the lotus feet. Okay, so you are all wonderful devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you are eligible to be worshipped by all kinds of people. You are worshipable throughout the three worlds because your mind are wonderfully absorbed in the thought of Vasudeva, Krishna. He is the goal of all pious activities and ritualistic performances, such as giving charity, rigidly following the austerity of vows, undergoing severe penances, and igniting the fire of sacrifice. He is the purpose behind chanting different mantras and reading the Vedas, controlling the senses and concentrating the mind in meditation. These are some of the many different processes for self-realization. Like the verse by Devahuti. She says, one who is chanting. What is that verse? He has already done, he has studied the Vedas, he has bathed in the holy places. Aho bato swapachato. Aho bato.
Yachi agre vardate nam tubhyam. Te pustapaste juvasashna are brahmanuchi nam grunatayate.
Brahmachurnam. He has done all the things. So this is the highest. Actually, we think chanting is so simple, but by doing chanting of the holy name, how fortunate we are. It is the highest activity. Devahuti is telling. This is the highest. This is not some ordinary activity. You have already bathed in all the holy places and all these things. You have studied the Vedas. Of course, we should not think we have done, but mercy has come. And that's why, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, how Krishna is allowing me to chant the holy name. I'm associating with Krishna. How fortunate I am. So in this way, we can encourage ourselves in chanting the holy name. These are some of the many, and it is not false encouragement because it is true also. The chanting of the holy name has so much power. It is Krishna himself. So it can remove all your papa, the sins, and Ajamil's example is there. It can give you love of Krishna. So it's not some fairy tale. Because Shastra is saying it. but actually they are meant only for realizing Krishna. These are some of the many different processes of self-realization and attainment for perfection of life. But actually they are meant for only for realizing Krishna and dovetailing oneself in the transcendental loving service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We'll just finish this paragraph and maybe we can take a break. This is the last instruction of the Bhagavad Gita. Although there are descriptions of different processes of self-realization, at the end Krishna recommends that one give up everything and simply surrender to him. All other processes are meant for teaching one how to surrender ultimately unto the lotus feet of Krishna. So if you surrendered, it means you have already come to PhD. It means you have already done your undergraduation and everything. The Bhagavad Gita also says that this surrendering process is completed by a sincere person after executing the process of self-realization in wisdom and austerity for many births. Which verse is that? Many births. Surrendering process is completed by a sincere person. After
बहुत जन्म करे no बहुनाम जन्मनाम अन्ते
Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate.
सर्वमिति समाप्तं
Vasudev Sarva. Okay, so we will 9 o'clock. We will, let's see, long chapter. Wow, it's a big chapter. This is the Brahmar Geet, the song of the bumblebee. Brahmar is the bumblebee. So we'll continue this. What other Geets are there? Brahmar Geet, Gopi Geet, Venu Geet, Aila Geet.
Aila Geet. That's also Gopis.
No, it is. They think it's Aila Geet. So some, yeah. Not Gopis, but there are many Geets. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, there are 5 Geets by the Gopis.
Yeah.
Yugal Geet, Gopi Geet, Brahmar Geet, Viraha Geet, and Pranay Geet. Venu Geet. So there's 6, I guess.
Okay, so we'll take a little break and let's see where I just want to bookmark here. Very fortunate. Here, yeah, since the perfection. So we'll start from here. Krishna book. Very nice Krishna book we can read, and we can read then the commentaries of the different acharyas of this Brahmar Geet.
Also, we can hear a lecture of some Radha Govind Maharaj.
Radha Govind Maharaj's lecture on Brahmar Geet. Okay, yeah. So put that on our list so can remind me. So right now we'll take a break, and then after some time, it's time to break fast also, Ekadashi. So, okay, thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna, thank you.